Hello and welcome back to another Q&A video. So a couple of months ago I asked you all questions, and now like 2 or 3 months down the line, finally getting around to answering them. I apologise that this Q&A is late, and I know that people have asked for it, but here it is now. So we're going to go through some of the questions that I've chosen out, some of the best ones, and yeah, we'll just get straight to it. So the first question is Cedar Fair or Six Flags? So I've been to neither of the two parks. I've never been to a Cedar Fair or a Six Flags park. But from an outsider's perspective, I'd probably go with Cedar Fair. Personally, I enjoy theming and that kind of thing. And Cedar Fair seem to do theming slightly better than Six Flags. I mean, both parks barely do any theming to begin with. But to me, Cedar Fair just looks like a better park. And Six Flags often clone their rides, and I'm not a big fan of cloning attractions. So yeah, the answer to me is Cedar Fair. What do you think of the Efteling and Fantasyland? So both parks look fantastic, and I'd love to get to both of them in the future. Both parks look heavily themed. Both of them don't seem to have that many, white knuckle thrill coasters, but they don't need them. They're both very fully fledged parks. They've got fantastic theming, fantastic immersion, fantastic soundtracks, and I really do hope to get to both of them in the future. What is your top 5 bucket list parks? So I currently have too many bucket list parks for a top 5. So I'm going to break it down into Europe and the States. So parks in Europe I'd like to get to include Fantasyland, Portaventura, Leesburg, and the Efteling. And then States-wise, I'd love to get to Cedar Point, Six Flags Magic Mountain, Kings Island, Kings Dominion, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. Loads of parks I'd love to get to, and hopefully I can in the future. They're definitely on the list. What's your number 1 bucket list theme park? So the theme park that I'd love to get to at the moment, that I think I could get to most reasonably, would be Portaventura. Portaventura has some fantastic attractions, like Shambhala, like Dragon Khan, like Furious Bacco, and I'd love to get on all of them. I'd love to try out the new Giga Coaster as well, Red Force. Love to give that a go. So yeah, for me it's Portaventura. Inversions or airtime? Personally, I think that a perfect coaster to me would have a mix of them. I enjoy inversions and I enjoy airtime. Everyone enjoys airtime. So I'd like to see some sort of hypercoaster with hypercoaster type hills that inverts at the same time. I think that would be a really, really interesting coaster. We've seen Kanon, which is a hypercoaster that goes upside down. But I'd like to take Kanon and add more B&M hypercoaster airtime hills to it, and then I think it would be a very good combination of the two. So yeah, for me, both equally important. Favourite movie? So I'm not a big film or movie person, but last year I did go and see Rogue One, and I am very much enjoying the Star Wars films that have been coming out recently. So I will be watching the next one the end of this year, but yeah, Rogue One was a great film. If you haven't seen it, I'd recommend going and watching it. Favourite non-digestive biscuit? So a lot of you know that I'm a big fan of chocolate digestives. I very much enjoy chocolate digestive, but my favourite non-chocolate digestive biscuit would probably be Bourbons. For you Americans, just Google them. They are fantastic. If you haven't had a Bourbon or you haven't had a chocolate digestive, please go out and try and find them, because they're both two great biscuits, and you won't regret your decision. What's your favourite wooden coaster? Simple one-word answer: Woden. Woden is a fantastic coaster. Got lots of airtime, keeps its speed incredibly well, lots of tunnels, it's just fun. Every time I got off the coaster, I was always smiling, always enjoyed the ride. So for me, yeah, it is Woden at Europa Park. If you could move any coaster from America to a UK park, what coaster would it be and what park would you put it into? So for me, I'd probably go with Fury 325, and I'd try and fit it in Thorpe Park. I don't think it would go very well. I mean, Thorpe Park isn't exactly the biggest park, and Fury 325 is a big old coaster, so yeah, it probably won't fit. But hey ho, I'd love to see Fury 325 at a park that I could get to. I'm pretty sure I'd be riding that a lot of times, and Thorpe Park is one of the UK parks that I could see getting that kind of scale attraction. So yeah, it'd be Fury 325 at Thorpe Park. Final question, and I don't have the screenshot of this one, so if this is your question, thank you very much. How did you meet Coaster Studios, and have you guys ever met in person? So I met Taylor from Coaster Studios through YouTube actually. He messaged me, and then a couple of days later I messaged him back asking if we wanted to do a collab, and then that's how the Theme Park Explained series was born. So yeah, we met through YouTube, and we've never actually met personally, but when he comes over to Europe, hopefully we will be meeting then, and I'm sure you guys will know about it. There'll be some sort of vlog or something, but yeah, haven't met him yet, but will do in the future. And that's been it with all the questions. If I didn't get to answer your question, I apologise, but I will be doing more Q&As in the future, so remember your questions and remember to ask them next time around. That's been it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.